Hey, what's up guys? Thanks for stopping by the channel. So in this video, we're going to be checking out a dive watch from an Italian micro brand called Venezianico. And this brand was founded by some brothers that live in Venice, and they have a strong appreciation for Italian architecture and design, which really does come across in their timepieces. Now the watch they sent in for this video is the Nereide. Apologies if I butchered that. It's Italian for submarine, I believe, and this diver is kind of cool because it has an Adventurine dial. And that's a feature you don't often see for the price point. And in terms of pricing, this watch retails for 779 euros. That's about roughly 850 US dollars with the conversion. And for the price point, I was pretty impressed when you consider the build quality, the materials that are used, and of course that really cool design. So why don't we flip perspectives now, and you guys can actually take a close-up look at this timepiece in the studio. So before getting into the dimensions and specs for this watch, I really would like to thank Venezianico for reaching out to me and sending in this diver for the review. And right off the bat, when I received this watch, I like their clean white embroidered box packaging that's there. It does come with the watch supplied on the rubber strap. And then you could also pick up, if you're interested, this polished H-link style bracelet. That's an add-on of another 85 euros, but it's kind of a nice option. It adds a lot more polish and kind of bling to the overall package. It does have a butterfly deployment, which, to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of for dive watches because it lacks incremental and micro adjustment and kind of like a dive style extension. But that being said, it's a very well constructed bracelet and it is quite comfortable for what it is. You'll see some B-roll of this bracelet on the watch throughout the course of the review. Alright, so in the hand, this feels like a very well constructed dive watch. The case, as well as the optional bracelet, is made of 316L surgical stainless steel. In terms of dimensions, I measure a case diameter of 42 millimeters. Flipping the watch to the side, the lug-to-lug distance between my thumbs here is 49 millimeters. I really just like the case flank and profile here. Nice crown guards and a screwed down and signed crown with a Venetian cross. In terms of overall thickness, I measure this watch at 12.4 millimeters. That's from the bottom of the screw down case back. And note that the case back is nicely engraved with an Italian submarine. And then also to the top of a flat sapphire crystal. That does carry some anti-reflective treatment on it. You do get a fair bit of reflections on this dial because it just is so shiny. The Adventurine dial really is the star of a show in my humble opinion. And interestingly, the creation of Adventurine did originate in Venice. I think this was done serendipitously as a lot of workers in ancient Italy were working with glass paste to harden it and obviously to form glass like for windows, but they accidentally spilled some copper fragments into the glass paste, and that's what gives you that very nice speckled and reflecty pattern that's there, almost looking like stars in the night sky. I'll throw up some macro shots too because this is a standout for this particular watch. But you're also getting some other neat material as well. The bezel insert for the dive time bezel is made of tungsten, so you can see it's highly reflective but very scratch resistant as well. And then in terms of other dial elements, there's a fair bit of polish on the handset as well as the applied hour markers, which are nicely faceted cut markers at different angles. They're not just simple batons. And then you do have strips of BGW9 Swiss Superluminova running through each of the individual hour markers, as well as the sword style hour and minute marker. So I'll also throw up a low light shot just so you can see how the lume is applied. I think they did actually a very good job of applying the BGW9 quite evenly, and it's also long lasting. Some other subtle features on the dial which I really like is the use of an applied Venetian cross logo just below the 12 o'clock position, and then you have the Venezianico printing below that. And then closer towards the 6, it just says the Nereide and Avventurina, which is Italian for Adventurine dial. And then you also have a nice cutout, which is framed and high polished for the date aperture. And it's a white date disc, kind of matching the white accents for the hour markers as well. What's powering this watch is a Swiss Sellita SW200-1. So you're getting about a 40-hour power reserve. It ticks away at 4 Hertz, has 26 joules, and hacking and hand winding. And on the level of winding the movement, I will say you get a very nicely satisfying pop from the crown that's here. And winding it is quite easy to do, even with gloved hands. Popping it out to the first position is the quick set for the date. And then if you pull the crown out to extremity, you can hack the balance, stopping the seconds hand. And then you're free to set to any reference time that you'd like. Just now, before throwing on the wrist, I just want to show you the coin edge style bezel, which is aggressively gnarled for easy grip. And the action is quite distinct, very crisp, and a little tight as well. So you're not actually going to knock this out of place by accident. And in terms of bezel action, it's very good for a sub $1,000 watch in my opinion. And everything lines up the way it should as well. So here's a quick in-studio wrist shot just to show you how well this watch would wear on a 7.5-inch wrist. Note the nicely signed and polished Venezianico buckle that's here. And then you even have their name branded on the fixed keeper, and then you also have a floating rubber keeper. And I do have to say this rubber strap is actually quite supple and comfortable. It is made in Italy, and it's nicely fitted to the head of the watch as well. Now, of course, you can also swap this out and put it on the bracelet. It would add a little bit more heft. The weight for this watch, at least on the rubber strap, is 116 grams. But the bracelet's going to add a little bit more bling and a little bit more wrist presence if you want to go that route. So at the end of the day, this watch definitely has a lot going for it if you want something that stands out from an Italian micro brand. Of course, the materials used in terms of the Adventurine dial and the tungsten bezel give this watch a lot more polish and a little bit more presence than you would normally find. It's a 200-meter diver that's very well constructed, and the case finishing is on par with a lot of other brands at this price point, in my humble opinion. If I was going to make a suggestion to them for future models, I would love to see this Adventurine dial done on, say, like a pilot style watch, where you just have a lot more dial real estate and you're really not using thick bezels, which I do think almost detracts a little bit away from this particular style of watch. But in terms of being a diver, this watch is still quite legible and again, well finished for the price point. But as always, I'd also like to know your feedback on this particular watch in the comments section of this video. And are you interested in checking out what this brand has to offer in the future? I'm going to leave a link to their website below, so if you want to look at pricing and more details for this watch, it should be there, as well as some of their other new releases too. Now, if you do like this content, please consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. And as always, I can't wait to catch you guys in the next video.